When I was 13 years old, my parents got divorced. My mom got so depressed that I wanted to help somehow, but couldn't find a way. One day I just started making fun of things she was doing, and she immediately started to laugh. So I made more jokes and she ended laughing hysterically. I haven't seen her like that for a very long time. That was when I realized what kind of power humor has. A couple years later, my mom got married again. At first, I liked him, I was happy for my mom. But things started to change really soon. He would wait for my mom to leave and would try to make a move on me. He was getting too close. More and more. I didn't know what to do. I was freezed. He would come up with stories to touch me. He was a disgusting man. Finally, he sexually abused me. It was horrible. I felt so bad that when my mom would go out of town, I would sleep on hospitals to avoid being alone with him. When I finally got the nerve to tell my mom about what was going on, she didn't believe me. But his story kept changing through the years and she realized he was lying. Some people think I became gay because of that, but I was gay long before that. I dated guys but didn't feel anything special. I guess I was just doing what everyone was demanding me to do. I even almost married a guy. When I was in my 20s, I finally realized I liked girls. I was gay and happy. I was living with my girlfriend. In a relation where we fought a lot. I guess like most of young couples. One night my brother's band was performing, but we were having a discussion and we broke up. She was there trying to get me to come back home, and I acted like I couldn't hear her because the music was too loud. So she left alone. She left before us, and as we were driving home, we saw a car. The car was split into half. We heard sirens behind, but nobody was there, so we just kept going. The next morning, I found out that it was her in the car. She had died. I could not believe it. I was devastated. Immediately I started asking myself. I should have gone home with her that night and she would not have been with that person. If I should have stopped, maybe she would be alive. In an instant she just was gone. She was only 23 years old. In that moment I just thought it would be great to just pick up the phone and call God and talk about this. So I just took a pen. There were like no scratch out. The whole thing came out. When I finished writing I just thought, Johnny Carson would love that. I know he would appreciate that and I'm gonna do that on the show. So we made a parody of the phone call with God in the show. My career was lifting. In my 30s I was honored as Best Female Stand-Up Comic at the American Comedy Awards. Soon I was offered to do a show called Ellen. The reviews and rating were really good, but nobody knew I was gay. So I had this idea. I could have my character come out as a lesbian, and become the first gay lead character on a network television sitcom. I was scared to death. At that moment, society was very hard on this. Everything went wrong. Hundreds of people were writing nasty things about me. After that, the sitcom went downhill. My show was cancelled. Everyone hates me now and it felt horrible. I received a lot of threatening letters. Some even said they were going to kill me. Nobody would hire me. I went into a deep depression and running out of money, and for 3 years nothing happened. But one day I just decided this was crazy. Why am I waiting for somebody to give me a job? I went back to writing. I did exercise and meditation, and my career started to pick up. I still can't believe I came back from that point in my life. When I was in my 40s, CBS called me to do a talk show called The Ellen Show. Then I was called to host the Emmy Awards. 2 years later I was doing Dory's voice in Finding Nemo, and a few months later the Ellen DeGeneres show premiered. The show received the record, for any talk show, of 12 Emmy Award nominations. And Barack Obama gave me the Medal of Freedom. It was one of the greatest days of my life.
Just how much courage was required for Ellen to come out on the most public of stages almost 20 years ago. To see somebody so full of kindness and light, somebody we liked so much, somebody who could be our neighbor or our colleague or our sister, challenge our own assumptions, remind us that we have more in common than we realize. To risk your career like that, people don't do that very often. and then to have the hopes of millions on your shoulders. And she did pay a price. We don't remember this. I hadn't remembered it. And yet, today, Ellen counters what too often divides us with the countless things that bind us together, inspires us to be better. One joke, one dance at a time.
It is always important that you know, whatever you believe, whoever the essence of us is, we are born as individuals. We are all unique and we are supposed to be that exact person. And as long as you stay true to exactly who you are, you will be rewarded in ways that you can imagine. I got nothing but gratitude for my whole life. I'm so blessed and so lucky, and I feel it every day. And remember,
just keep swimming, swimming, swimming.